Hi, it's Lee, and welcome to the Tesla Economist. It would appear that some investors are getting frustrated with the delays of the Cybertruck and the fact Tesla are not bringing out any new models, and as a result, it's affecting the stock price and even Tesla's investment rating. Some investors are even saying that Tesla should have launched a regular pickup truck earlier, as the Cybertruck is taking too long. And now Ford and Rivian have a head start in the electric truck market, a market that is likely to do very well in the US. Tesla is getting beaten. But unlike other auto companies, Tesla don't simply rush out new models just for appearances or numbers, to look good for the shareholders. Sure, I agree, it probably does look good to shareholders if you're bringing out more models. It probably does give the illusion that your cars are so popular that consumers want more of them, so you can offer more varieties of models. So keep pumping them out. Even Mercedes have the EQA, EQB, EQC, EQS, and an EQE on the way, along with an EQS SUV. That's 6 electric models to Tesla's 2, as it would appear the market can't count the S and X. 3 times the offering, and a lot of the auto manufacturers are doing the same. In fact, it will probably mean that Teslas may only account for perhaps 5% or something electric models that are available in the US. And Legacy are fighting Tesla, or at least with statistics like these. They need to show to their shareholders that Tesla is not a competitor, that they can do even better than Tesla. This is their industry, not some new Silicon Valley startup. Look how many models we can make already, with tons more in the pipeline. I think GM is saying they'll have something like 30 EVs planned by about 2025, or at least that's what they'd like to tell their shareholders. If you can't compete on sales or production, compete on the number of models you offer. So why don't Tesla just bring out a regular truck if the Cybertruck is so complex? I mean, a regular looking pickup truck with the traditional Tesla styling would be a piece of cake. Well, for starters, where would it be made? Well, it would have to be made in the US, as that's the market, which means there's only Fremont. Therefore, for Tesla to have built a regular pickup truck earlier would have meant that they would have to replace the Model 3 or Model Y lines with this new pickup truck line. They'd get in new robots, have massive downtime, huge expense, take ages to ramp up, still use old manufacturing techniques like no structural battery pack, and then, if not Fremont, then they'd need a new factory, which would take perhaps a couple of years to build, including scouting, permits and planning, which would mean that it would be ready later than the Cybertruck anyway. And this pickup truck would also have a battery with 2170 cells, and a lot of them, at least a 100 kilowatt hour battery, to get perhaps mid 300 miles of range. Imagine the financials whilst this happened. Possibly 3 or 4 quarters with Fremont losing money. Look how long just the S and X line upgrades took. We're still not back to the same level of production that they once were. Then there's the opportunity cost of now consuming 100 kilowatt hours of cells, which could be used to sell the equivalent of 1 1/3 more highly profitable Model Ys. And then a regular pickup truck that offers nothing overly special other than the usual Tesla features. Oh, and then to later be totally cannibalized by the Cybertruck. I simply don't see what would be the point of releasing a truck slightly earlier than another truck that would not only eat up the production of other vehicles, but entirely stop total production of some for a significant time. I don't think said pickup truck would even be enough to boost the stock price once the losses in Fremont are felt. Don't you think Elon knows what he's doing? The Cybertruck is a very special vehicle that absolutely obliterates any other traditional pickup truck there has ever been. It's practically an invincible vehicle with some seriously cool features. Tesla is not the kind of company to look in the rearview mirror. They're continually breaking the mold with first principles thinking. And that's what the Cybertruck is, the first ever designed around first principles thinking when it comes to manufacturing. A single piece of steel folded like origami into an exoskeleton. Now, does that sound like a complex manufacturing process to you? No panel gaps, because there are no gaps, or welding, as it's pretty much one piece. Steel can be folded easily, accompanied by a casting from the world's largest 9,000-ton gigacasting machine. For comparison, the Model Y one is only 6,000 tons, which was the previous largest. Then with structural battery packs to only further improve the handling, manufacturing, cost, simplicity, range, and performance. Adding all these combined turn what would be a regular pickup truck into a giant leap for mankind, a totally revolutionary new product. And all of this combined meant the looks were, well, like no other car we've ever seen. It was too much for the masses on the reveal, an extremely polarizing design that was mocked all over the internet, along with a broken window to boot. Hey, that's some serious publicity. The internet thought it was possibly even a joke. Even today, many still doubt it will ever even go into production. But now, many people's eyes have adjusted. Many who first mocked the design have since joined the waiting list. Elon claims he knows more about auto manufacturing than anyone on the planet. So the entire design of the car has been to make the manufacturing process as simple as possible. The Model 3 was revealed over 6 years ago, and they'd likely spent years designing that before. Think how much Tesla have learned since then. Sure, the Model Y has come out since, but it was based on the same design principles. The Cybertruck had a clean slate. The Cybertruck also had 4680 structural battery pack, likely energy dense enough that the battery pack also further reduces design constraint. This was a totally blank canvas for a vehicle that could be designed around the fastest, lowest cost production, whilst adding the most value possible, with features that matter. Features that we aren't even entirely sure of yet, as they've had nearly 3 additional years since its reveal, along with so much consumer feedback and ideas. We don't even know what this vehicle really is capable of. We know there will be an additional motor though. Perhaps this is partly why it is so large, and it's so simple to manufacture. Just add a bit more metal on the bed and you get that much more utility and associated value from the vehicle, and can thus charge more and receive more margin and profit. Maybe a smaller Cybertruck wouldn't have actually cost that much less to produce, perhaps saving a few $1,000s, and a larger one perhaps can sell for $10,000 or $20,000 more. Tesla have added insane value in their manufacturing, which extends to the product, rather than having to add tons of gimmicky gadgets to add what appears to be more value. Teslas just are more value. A bigger truck with a bigger bed is a bigger car, which consumers see value in. And if you can make something bigger for an extra 5% cost, and it ends up selling for an additional 20% more with enough demand, then it's just good business to do that. Similar to what Tesla did with the Model Y, a slightly larger vehicle than the Model 3, yet people pay perhaps $10,000 more for it, and in a market where there is a lot of demand. Granted, the Model Y probably does cost less to produce than the Model 3 at this stage, but the Model 3 needs some serious manufacturing upgrades. Tesla have discovered a revolutionary new manufacturing technique using revolutionary new materials, an exoskeleton that doesn't rust, scratch, dent, or even need paint. Having no paint shop alone on the production line is massive, and likely saves thousands on production, not to mention a massive amount of the production time and floor space. Even John DeLorean knew that. Yet stainless steel looks cool and futuristic, and besides, anyone can get their vehicles wrapped in any colour they so choose. Third-party Cybertruck customization will likely be a big industry in itself. But like I say, this is the first cyber vehicle ever produced. Do you think it will be the last? What might be the most popular vehicle Tesla ever make? The compact vehicle? AKA Model 2? AKA $25,000 Tesla? I don't think so. I think it would be the Robotaxi. That will hopefully soon be revealed too. Likely the next vehicle reveal we get. If I recall, Elon said it would even be in volume production by 2024. Now, with all these Cybertruck manufacturing advances, Tesla will learn a lot. Enough to work out how to replicate it best for their next iteration, a cyber robotaxi. I mean, it makes beyond obvious sense when you have the fact that anyone will be able to use this car. You want it pretty much as indestructible as possible. And we've all done some robotaxi numbers, enough to realise that the rest of the company, up to now, is a drop in the ocean compared to what robotaxis can achieve. That's the business. But we can get into those details another time. I think there will be a possibility of a cyber SUV too. Tesla don't really offer a large mass market SUV. It's a big market segment, and if the Cybertruck is this popular, then it's very likely that a cyber SUV may be too. As for the competition's trucks, well, good for them. It's a big market. Tesla can't make enough for everyone. However, their head start will soon look like they're going backwards compared to the rate at which Tesla are going to be able to produce the Cybertruck. Thanks for listening. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and talk to me on Patreon.